Well, what is your name?
Wyatt.
Wyatt what?
Wyatt Abner Casper.
Oh,
Wyatt Abner Casper. And then I'm Michaela. I'm Wyatt's mom.
And I'm Carrie.
I ended up going into crisis. I was leaving a very nasty marriage. It was abusive, just not healthy. And I found myself couch surfing, and it wasn't healthy for my son. I couldn't put my son through the, where are we staying tonight? Which friend are we staying with? It was unstable, and then I was battling my own mental health issues that I needed to get myself help. I called Dawn crying, and I was like, I don't know what to do. This is where I'm at mentally. I'm scared, I need help. And she had sent me the hotline number. I called the hotline number. I was in a complete panic. Shockingly, they called me back very quickly. We ended up meeting Carrie and her husband for the first time at Dairy Queen, where Wyatt was playing, being his little rambunctious self. And yeah, I had hit a really just kind of a dark spot, and it was asking for help, which is always the hardest first step you gotta do, is realizing, okay, it's not about me, it's about my son at this point. He needed something more stable than I could provide at the time. So I had to ask for help.
Of course, fell in love with Wyatt instantaneously, but it was hard.
It was instant bond on both ends.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was hard though, because you want to be able to do the best that you can, not just for the child that you're hosting, but also the placing parent, who at this point in time was Michaela. And so you want to see successes, and you want them to happen on your time, which doesn't always happen. And so that was a huge lesson for me, learning that I could just do my part. I could love on Wyatt at the time, or whatever host child we have. It's not on my time, it's not on the host family's time, it's not on the placing parent's time, it's on God's time. And there were things that she needed to learn that went at a different pace than what I expected. So that was a really a huge learning lesson and growing point for me, to just be okay with where everything was at the time. Was being a support for Michaela easy? Yes and no. Truthfully, easy peasy to be Wyatt's extra parents. Very easy. Although he was little, so, don't get me wrong, he was still a little kid. What was not easy for me in the beginning was to be able to work with Michaela when she was in a vulnerable spot, because I didn't know how to work with her when she was in that vulnerable spot. I wanted so much for her, and in my head I was like, well, why can't you just do this, this, and this? But she wasn't in a place where she could do those things easily. And so it was frustrating, and it was heartbreaking at times, because you want to see her succeed. It's God's plan, and she needed to learn things, and I believe she has, from, how to treat people and how to accept, but she came from a place where she never had those opportunities before. And so she had to learn. Yeah, the best thing I think about Safe Families is not just watching a child and making sure this child is safe and loved on. It's the wraparound, and the availability for everyone to do their part.
Being a single mom, your support network is your everything, other than your children, obviously. I have an actual support network that supports me on my journey with my faith, supports me walking with God, supports my children. It's not just, oh, here, take my child while I go get done and I leave and I'm like, oh, that's it. No, it's, I'm losing my crud, my child's going nuts, I'm about to have a breakdown, help me please. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Take a deep breath, step outside for a second, go take a bath. They give you all these resources. It's a village. These are relationships that are gonna last forever. It's not of, oh, here's a kid, back, bye. It's not that. I love that. It's what Jesus would have wanted, truly.